Hello, and welcome back to Let's Play Ultima IX Ascension. In our last video, the Avatar entered the Museum of Britannia and took a look at the Tapestry of Ages, where we picked every little thing apart, because that's what we do. That's part of the point. It's okay. Mistakes were made. And now, let's take a look at some of these exhibits here. Because it looks like, well, thank you. I didn't leave, but, oh, please, sir, please. I guess, we have a beggar nearby. Alright, so, what is this? The Blue Tassel, a valuable talisman used by the stranger to earn passage on ships during the Minax's invasion. The Minax's invasion. That makes it sound so much more sinister. Yes, Blue Tassel. My understanding is that the Avatar would have to beat up or kill sailors and loot a Blue Tassel from the corpse in order to be able to use ships for travel. Otherwise, you'd get on the ship and everybody would ignore you or something. I don't know. I never saw or played that. And for some reason, I don't know why. Maybe somebody thought it would be cool, but each one of these display cases contains 2 artifacts, and you see the second one by push the button. Yeah, and they tend to be, they're unrelated. So, the Cards of Exodus. These 4 cards, Love, Sol, Moon, and Death, were used by the stranger to defeat the evil Exodus. They were. Yeah, they look like tarot cards to me, but they're essentially punch cards that were inserted into a mainframe, and that killed a cyborg demon. Yeah. There you have it. Okay. Now, I just gotta say, because, well, okay, let's take a look at what this is. We see a human skull, yeah? Mondane's skull. Skull of the notorious Mundane, the evil wizard who threatened our land during the first Age of Darkness. That should not be here. Not just because the Avatar has thrown it into big piles of lava like twice now. I mean, hey, you know what? I think if you did that, you got some special weapon in one of the previous games. But I'm sorry, it's just way too dangerous to have that thing here. This is an artifact of immense, unspeakable evil power, and it's just like, just put it in a display case, put some glass over it. I'm sure it will be fine. Like, oh, someone broke in upstairs and took all the runes. Thank you. Someone broke in upstairs, took all the runes. Oh, man. Were they just in glass display cases? Yeah. All right. Well, you have a good day now. Yeah, this really shouldn't. That is just careless. That's just careless. And here we have the Silver Horn. Sounded by the stranger at the Shrine of Humility during his quest to become the Avatar, this powerful token has the power to ward off demons. Why can't I take it with me then? Yes, the Silver Horn. I believe that was picked up in some little island chain south of Skara Brae in Ultima 4? And what do we have here? The Badge of Blackthorn, a symbol used during the reign of the usurper Blackthorn to identify his trusted followers. Yeah, I think you had to get one of these to progress in the game. I just don't remember exactly how. It's not like anybody would recognize the Avatar or his stalwart companions. Like, no, I've got a badge. Oh, okay, you're cool. Or maybe they did, and they were like, cool, I'm glad to have you on the team, Avatar. Glad you saw the light. Yeah, this one upsets me. Vortex Cube. Using the power of this cube, the gargoyles were able to bring the Codex of Ultimate Wisdom to their land. It was later used by the Avatar to return the Codex to the ethereal void and allow both humans and gargoyles to share in its wisdom. That is accurate, but it's a cube. It's always been a cube in both Ultima 6 and 7. What is this? Does that look like a cube? It does not look like a cube. That is a mess. And it's not the Tesseract, so you can't really get away with that either. It's just a lump. I don't like it. It also didn't swirl and glow like that, but okay. Sorry, Ultima 6, my first one, so very dear to my heart. So seeing a major part of it all goofed up like that is just so upsetting. What do we have here? The Fellowship Medallion. This medallion was a symbol for the Fellowship, a very popular organization that thrived during the early days of the Age of Enlightenment. It was later discovered that the founder of the Fellowship, Batlin, had been influenced by the Guardian. This revelation quickly led to the dissolution of the organization. Well, yeah, I mean, a lot of things led to the dissolution of the Fellowship, but that's about right. Let's get a closer look. You know what? There we go. So there's a Fellowship Medallion. The only thing is they were not circular. They were triangular like this, yes. But yeah, there shouldn't be any circular components surrounding that triangle. So that's not great. Another medallion. The Talisman of Infinity. The concept of infinity is the embodiment of the way of the Avatar. The Avatar created this powerful Talisman of Infinity in the Forge of Virtue on Lost Fire Isle during the early years of the Age of Enlightenment. Yes. I don't recall it looking like that. This was an expansion pack called the Forge of Virtue in Ultima 7 Part 1. And this should not be here. This should be in the Ethereal Void with the Dark Core of Exodus. Because yes, the Dark Core... Exodus's hard drive was still on the Isle of Fire for some reason. And the Avatar decided, maybe it would be a good idea to get that thing out of here, because if the essence of Exodus were to rejoin with this Dark Core, this hardware component of the cyborg demon, he could probably come back. That wouldn't be great. Because, yeah, Exodus and his mommy and daddy are kind of both around, spiritually speaking. You were able to talk with them in Ultima 6 because the gargoyles worshipped them. Yeah, a little weird. But yeah, it didn't look like that. And it shouldn't be here. It should be in the Ethereal Void with the Dark Core. Whatever. Oh, here's another good one. Corrigan's Fang. One of the few relics from the Avatar's exile in the land of Pagan. This powerful dagger helped the Avatar to survive his struggle to become the Titan of Ether. Here it is in the museum, and nobody seems to know any of that. But honestly, more importantly, how on earth is this even here? This should not be here. The Avatar didn't have any of his stuff from Pagan with him when he got here. He didn't even have the Titan of Ether getup that he technically should have had according to the end of Ultima 8. So how this got here is anybody's guess, but just no. Just no. This one we can excuse, I would say. Altera's Scepter. This powerful scepter was created by the mage Altera. to counteract the power of the Guardian's Blackrock gem. Yeah, so in a way, it's kind of like Redgem's wand, because it messed with the Guardian's stuff. This one in particular, this was from Ultima Underworld 2. It was created by a mage named Altera, and she resided in Killorn Keep, which was another one of the Guardian's conquered playground worlds. But she did not care for the Guardian, like a lot of the other people around her did, and wanted to see him go down. And so she had the Avatar construct this out of a few components that he had to go find. And the Avatar went to all the worlds that he found himself linked to because of the Guardian's machinations, and severed the Guardian's hold on the power of each of those places by using this rod in areas of power. It was, that's how it went. And yes, we saw that this is Altara's rod. This is not the Altara gypsy or fortune teller that we spoke to out on the road a little while ago. But yeah, it's conceivable that could be here. We don't know what the Avatar did with that after the events of Ultima Underworld 2. What is this? Piece of the HMS Gigantic. The grandest ship ever built, the Gigantic tragically sank on its maiden voyage. This piece of the ship was recovered by Lord British when he led an expedition to examine the wreckage. I'm not familiar with this, honestly, but maybe they're just adding some lore for fun. I really can't say. Serpent's Spine Prayer Scarf. This prayer scarf was used by a rare, peaceful tribe of goblins that lived deep in the Serpent's Spine Mountains. Lord British was given this scarf when he saved the life of the chieftain's son on one of his many exploratory expeditions. Yeah, I really can't comment on that either. Sounds like something Lord British did, so we don't know. I certainly don't know. I think this just leads outside. It does. But there is more to this place. We have a library. Ah. Lord British by S. Vetterschneider. Looking a little old. He is. Shamino by S. Vetterschneider. Okay. And The Adventurer by S. Vetterschneider. I don't know who the Adventurer is. I don't know if that is supposed to be the Avatar. It might be, though I would expect an Ankh right here. Yes, that sweeping noise, it's just going to be there the whole time. We'll see why in a moment. I don't know how we're hearing it through. Never mind. We'll just... yes, it's bothersome. We have a book here. Tangled Tales. Once upon a time, in a strange land far away, there was a wizard's apprentice. His master, Eldritch, sent him on 3 quests, knowing he would learn his lessons best with the real world as his classroom. He encountered many strange and wonderful things. Ghouls and griffins stood in his way, and ghosts and giants as well. But he also found new friends and brave adventurers to help him. He rode on a flying carpet and on the back of a giant turtle. Finally, after exploring an abandoned mine, a pyramid, and a castle in the clouds, he finished his 3rd quest. He had learned so much on his journeys that his master rewarded him well and declared him a wizard in his own right. He soon opened a school of his own, and as the years passed and students came and went, his beard grew long with years. Yes, this is in fact referring to another game by Origin Systems called, you guessed it, Tangled Tales. Another book. Knights of Legend, Volume 1. Once, in the kingdom of Ashtelaria, there was a great war. For a time it seemed the forces of evil would triumph. But through the valiant efforts of Sagalian, the greatest knight in the land, the forces of the Dark Lord Pildar were finally driven back and defeated. All was well for a time, but years later Pildar had grown powerful again. From his dark tower he wove his evil schemes, and managed to capture the Duke, and the great knight Sagalian as well. With his greatest foe out of the way, he was prepared once more to set out on a campaign of conquest. In those troubled times, a party of great heroes arose. After many perilous adventures, they finally won their way to Sagalian's prison and set him free. They then set forth to discover what had become of the Duke. Yeah, Sagalian is a recurring character. He shows up in Ultima 5, Ultima 6, Ultima 7 Part 1, and in both of the Worlds of Ultima games, Savage Empire and Martian Dreams. He's really only the same person in Ultima 6 and 7. In the others, they're variants of him using the name Sagalian, or maybe a similar appearance, where you look at it and go, aren't you? And I think in Savage Empire, he doesn't even remember. He's like, no, I don't know. Just a different guy. It's strange. I kind of wish it were the same guy every time. I mean, those weaving threads together like that is usually pretty interesting. Yes, that's why we've been hearing sweeping noises the whole time. Somehow this woman is a super sweeper. She is so powerful that you can hear it in the main room with all that yammering, apparently. So, thank you, ma'am, for that. Yes, this is not looking good. The question is, when were the runes stolen? When did this smash and grab occur? Because, I mean, hi, this must be some pretty serious glass. It is just still everywhere. Is that a flask? No, that's broken glass. Okay. But, yeah, she's still cleaning it. Never mind, it was 20 years ago. Gotta keep sweeping. He's just looking at, oh, where'd they go? Yeah, they're gone, man. They're gone. We've also got some banners around the room. I hate to say it, but all these, this is very repetitive, but we're going to read it all anyway. Hi again. I'm going to read it all. Here lies the Rune of Spirituality. This rune is the embodiment of the virtue of spirituality, traditionally associated with the city of Skara Brae. This rune, along with the sigil, the Ankh of Spirituality, and the mantra, can be used to gain insight into the true meaning of spirituality. And we'll take a look at the banner that goes with it. The Banner of Spirituality. Okay. Hi again. Still me. Here lies the Rune of Compassion. This rune is the embodiment of the virtue of compassion, traditionally associated with the city of Britain. This rune, along with the sigil, the heart of compassion, and the mantra, can be used to gain insight into the true meaning of compassion. And we have the Banner of Compassion. A rose. Which, shouldn't it be a heart or something? I guess the sigils don't have to match the symbols. But...
Hello, sir.
Hi, everyone. Here lies the Rune of Honesty. This rune is the embodiment of the virtue of honesty, traditionally associated with the city of Moonglow. This rune, along with the sigil, the writ of honesty, and the mantra, can be used to gain insight into the true meaning of honesty. And we have the Banner of Honesty. Okay, yeah, so these symbols absolutely do not match the sigils. That's just the way it is. Here lies the Rune of Honor. This rune is the embodiment of the virtue of honor, traditionally associated with the city of Trinsic. This rune, along with the sigil, the Chalice of Honor, and the mantra, can be used to gain insight into the true meaning of honor. Well, there's a chalice right there. The Banner of Honor. Whatever. Here lies the Rune of Humility. This rune is the embodiment of the virtue of humility, traditionally associated with the town of New Magentia. This rune, along with the sigil, the Crook of Humility, and the mantra, can be used to gain insight into the true meaning of humility. We have the Banner of Humility there. Another one that matches. Here lies the... Thanks. Here lies the Rune of Justice. This rune is the embodiment of the virtue of justice, traditionally associated with the city of Yu. This rune, along with the sigil, the quill of justice, and the mantra, can be used to gain insight into the true meaning of justice. The Banner of Justice. Excuse me. Here lies the Rune of Sacrifice. This rune is the embodiment of the virtue of sacrifice, traditionally associated with the city of Minok. This rune, along with the sigil, the Tear of Sacrifice, and the mantra, can be used to gain insight into the true meaning of sacrifice. We have the Banner of Sacrifice there, which is a little strange looking, really. And finally, here lies the Rune of Valor. This rune is the embodiment of the virtue of valor, traditionally associated with the lost city of Jellum, but now embodied by the knights within the fortress of Valoria. This rune, along with the sigil, the Sword of Valor, and the mantra, can be used to gain insight into the true meaning of valor. Yes, so something bad has happened regarding Jellum. We'll learn more about that later. The Banner of Valor. Okay. It really is odd that sometimes the banners match the sigils, and other times they do not. I mean, why couldn't compassion have been a rose instead of a heart? What's the heart made of? It's like, yes, you must take the still beating heart of your lover. This represents compassion. Actually, can we talk to you people?
I'm sorry, but I don't talk to strange men.
That's fair.
Greetings, sir.
Do you have anything to say for yourself?
Keep moving. There's nothing to see here.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. And, that's the museum.
Greetings, sir.
Because now we're back in the lobby. That was fun. Let's get out of here, though, and away from the chatter and the sweeping.
Hello, citizen.
And I just want to see that guy that kept going, please, sir, is he around here? Because the game made it out to seem like he was. Oh, maybe he wanders. I don't know, because we've got Nimrod there. What? What's the problem? What? Well, something isn't right around here. Oh, is it? Do we get a... Not right now, Nimrod. Oh, I heard that. No, don't fall on the gold. I'll have that, please. Got it. Gotta have my 8 gold. Alright. So we're out here now. I did mention... There! Where are you that I could hear you ever... Oh, are you... Oh, you're begging the smith? Oh, he is! And this is whistling. That's horrible. Oh, I guess maybe that's the point. No. Don't come to me. Don't come to me. Unless... You know what? Can we get more mana if we... We're at 25.
Oh, please,
Let's give him 10 gold for more mana.
Please, sir.
Does it work?
Please, sir. I must have 10 gold pieces to pay my taxes. If I cannot pay, I will be sent away to pause. Please help me.
Yes, we've heard your pitch before.
Here's 10 gold. Spend it wisely.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Yes, I just pulled this out of a rat. So, okay, I didn't hear the karma noise. And the mana did not change, so there's our answer. So this man just ran off with our rat gold, basically. Well, we've learned a lesson there, haven't we? Let's catch up on the journal notes. May as well do that now. since this is not an adventurous video. All right, so this is going all the way back to, this is day 1. This is back on Earth. Day 1, Hawkwind tells me that the Guardian has invaded Britannia and Lord British needs me. Did we know that it was Hawkwind speaking in our head at the very beginning there? I don't know. The Gypsy Seer on Earth told me to meet with Lord British as soon as I got to Britannia. Lord British told me I need to first go to the Dungeon of Despise. It's just northeast of Britain, and the entrance is next to one of the columns. And that is in no way indicative of what's going on around here. Nope. To get to Despise, I should go out the east gate of Britain and stay on the road until I get to an intersection, then turn north and stay on the road until I get to the column. I've been given a map. How very exciting. That was the whole journal entry right there. He just pulls out his journal. I got a map. Way to go, Avatar. Lord British said I can take anything I find of use in the castle, and even has a bedroom prepared upstairs for me should I need it. Yes, we're making use of that. I met Visagralem, who was once the leader of the gargoyles, but he and his servant Desbit were exiled for wanting to maintain contact with humans. Ugh, that is pretty rough. Visagralem told me that the Codex of Ultimate Wisdom will answer any question, provided the red and blue lenses are used to view it. He also said that the lens that belongs to the gargoyles was stolen. Red and blue? That's not really accurate. The gargoyle's lens was purple and more commonly called the convex lens, and the human's lens was blue and was concave. So this is already Visagralem says the Codex was important to the gargoyles as well as the humans. Really? They are highly upset over the loss of the book. Okay. A man named Keller says he'll train me in the sword for 300 gold, if I'm quick enough. Keller mentioned magically enhanced armor, and said there's a fellow down in Trinsic who can make items out of black rock. Did he somehow get a hold of Redjum's wand? Because we lost that in Serpent Isle, and I think it stopped working. It makes people sneeze. So... or maybe that's just how it acted in Serpent's Isle, because things are a little different there. I don't know. The lands of danger and despair. Day 2. Altamar also told me that Nico, the magic shop owner... What do you mean also told me? Did he... I guess this is out of order. But never mind. The magic shop owner went to Cove and hasn't returned. It seems things are very bad in Cove. Avatar, it seems things are very bad everywhere. Have you been paying attention? Altamar, the mage in Britain, told me that magic isn't working properly because something is wrong with the moons. So it's the moons this time. No generator, no column problem. It's the moons now. Okay. Important note. I learned how to bind spells into my spellbook. The ritual goes as follows. Go to one of the binding pentagrams in the towns or dungeons. The binding pentagrams can be identified by the candles placed at each of the 5 points. Put the scroll and reagents for the spell into the center of the pentagram, light each of the candles, and then recite the incantation for the spell. This is important. This is an important note. Yeah. A woman named Flan in Britain told me that she and her family are in desperate need of serpent wine. I met Amaranth, the abbot of the Cathedral of Love, who told me that the bastions of truth, love, and courage, Empath Abbey, the Lyceum, and Serpent's Hold, respectively, have been destroyed. He also told me that the Candle of Love was lost with the Abbey. The ruins of Empath Abbey are located in the Serpent's Spine Mountains to the east of Yu. I've been warned that it's dangerous there, though, and I should be well prepared. Kimberly, a priestess at the Cathedral of Love, told me that their silver serpent was stolen by a novice named Aria. Without the serpent, The monks can't make serpent wine. Kimberly thinks that Aria may have been a pirate posing as a novice. I met the mayor of Britain today, a man named Aiden. This city is supposed to be devoted to compassion, but the mayor has enacted a policy of sending the sick and the poor out to live in the swamp called Paws. He seems to think that this is compassionate. Sorry, this threw me off because I'm thinking that the Avatar is like, I've never been to Paws. I have no idea what this is, but it's some swamp, and he's sending people out there. Very good, Avatar. The swamp called Paws. Day 3. When I asked about a black rock sword, Giovanni, that's actually this fellow right over here to our right, the smith, Giovanni said he couldn't make one, but mentioned a fellow down in Trinsic who works in exotic materials. I met a man named Nimrod, whose job is to cart the lame and sick people off to Paws. He seems a decent enough fellow, though rather odd. What was odd about him? Seriously, what was odd about him? He just seemed nice. But doesn't think much of the mayor's assistant, Killigan. According to Nimrod, Killigan is a selfish, evil man. I met a derelict dock worker named Peter, I guess. I mean, that should be Piter, but I don't know. Peter? Who told me there's a local pirate woman, Raven, who may transport me around. A terrified young boy near Paws just warned me that there are dangerous brigands around. The poor child has had his father killed, his house set on fire, and his mother kidnapped. She's been taken towards the mountains to the east of his farm. I found a woman who was kidnapped by brigands. She remembered that they spoke of something hidden in a lake. They apparently were using their telescope to see something and wrote notes about it in a journal. They were just looking at the gate to Britain. It was really not that amazing. Day 4. According to Alina, the runes are powerful forces of good, but that all good has an opposite and evil side. If the runes were used for evil, that could be a problem. Indeed it could, Avatar. Alina told me that I should find Sarah, the shrine keeper here in Britain. Sarah should know the mantra of compassion. She's located across the bridge east of town. I met Alina, This is out of order. I met Alina, the curator of the museum, who told me that the runes of virtue were stolen after the columns appeared around 20 years ago. I'm going to have to find the runes if I'm to succeed. Yes, 20 years ago, and they're still sweeping it up in there. You're fired. And yeah, we got a bestiary here. We're not gonna read that right now. We'll space that kind of stuff out. Maybe get to that a little later. Hello, dog. And we've got the begging again. All right. Well, that's Britain. We have now been through the museum. We have seen Britain thoroughly at this point. So we will pick up and maybe go to Paws in the next video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you then.